Did you know that the smartest car you can own in Britain right now isn't sitting on a dealership forecourt? It's the one already parked on your driveway, the one everyone told you to get rid of. New cars now average around £30,000. A new electric car, closer to 46. Millions of modern engines are failing early enough to write the car off entirely. And meanwhile, quietly, without a single headline, the old car you were told was a liability has been going up in value, not holding its value, going up. Cars aged 10 to 15 years old rose 9% in price in the last year. That's according to Auto Trader, the biggest car marketplace in the country. And it wasn't a one-off, it was the 9th period in a row that those cars have climbed. The game has completely flipped, and by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why, which cars are winning, and the one thing you must check before you count on any of it. So stay with me. Let's start with the number that should stop every British car buyer dead. Around £30,000. That's roughly what the average new car costs in Britain today. Not a luxury car, not something exotic, the average. Want an electric one? The average new EV in this country sits closer to £46,000. And a family SUV, the default choice for millions of households, routinely runs past £30,000 before you've ticked a single option box. Now rewind. New car prices in Britain have jumped by as much as 40% in a decade. 40%! And over roughly that same period, wages crawled along nowhere near that pace. That gap between what cars cost and what people actually earn isn't closing, it's widening every single year. And it's why so many people now find themselves on a monthly finance payment stretching out for years, on a car they will never actually own. So what does that mean for the old car sitting outside your house right now? The one with a bit of rust on the arch and 130,000 miles on the clock. It means it's worth more than you think. And more importantly, it's costing you far less than you realize. Here's something no salesman will ever put on a windscreen. The moment you drive a brand new car off the forecourt, it loses a huge chunk of its value, instantly, before your first payment has even left your account. On a £30,000 car, that's thousands of pounds gone for the privilege of being the first person to sit in it. And it keeps going. By year 3, a typical new car has lost a very large share of what you paid. If you're on a finance deal, there's a good chance you now owe more than the car is worth. The industry has a polite phrase for that. They call it being in negative equity. Most people don't discover it until they try to sell or part exchange, and the numbers don't add up. Now flip it round. An old car, a clean, well-maintained 15-year-old hatchback, a solid old estate, a sensible saloon, has already absorbed every penny of that depreciation. It took that punch a decade ago. What's left is stable value, real value, the kind that doesn't evaporate the second you pull out of the car park. And here's the part that makes this a genuinely different story from 5 years ago. That old car isn't just stable anymore, it's climbing. Auto Trader's figures for January this year show the average price of a used car in Britain at around £17,300, up just 0.2% year on year. Basically flat, the overall used market went nowhere. But cars aged 10 to 15 years old, up 9%, to an average of just under £7,000. 9% against a market that moved almost nothing. And as I said at the start, that was the 9th consecutive period of strong growth for that age bracket. Used petrol cars in general have now risen for